Hey, this is Ciderhelm, and welcome to the Vainglory Hero Spotlight. Today we're looking at Kathryn, a Ronin Stormguard who protects her allies through brute force. Kathryn relentlessly pursues her enemies, locking them down for her team. With a lifetime of training and experience, she is among the most reliable and consistent heroes in the fold. Kathryn's perk, Captain of the Guard, grants her bonus armor each time she stuns or silences an enemy hero. Though this bonus is very small, the effect is permanent and it stacks on top of itself throughout the game. When activated, Kathryn's Merciless Pursuit instantly grants her a large burst of movement speed. Kathryn's next basic attack will also stun the target and deal bonus crystal damage, though she will lose her bonus movement speed. Merciless Pursuit also acts as an attack reset, allowing her to use it after a basic attack to immediately attack again. The overdrive on this ability significantly increases the duration of the stun. I recommend learning Merciless Pursuit at level 1 only if you're going to engage your opponents at the beginning of the game. After level 1, though, I recommend upgrading Merciless Pursuit first and taking its overdrive as soon as possible. Kathryn's Stormguard instantly creates an energy shield that passively damages enemies around her. While the shield is active, Kathryn cannot take more than a small fixed amount of damage from any given attack. Damage in excess of this fixed amount is instead bounced back to nearby enemies as crystal damage. Each time this occurs, the remaining duration on the shield is reduced. The overdrive on this ability significantly increases its damage. When jungling, I recommend learning Stormguard as soon as possible, but upgrading it last and usually skipping the overdrive. Kathryn's ultimate, Blast Tremor, deals crystal damage and silences enemies in a large cone in front of her. Because upgrading this ability increases the duration of the silence and reduces the cooldown, I recommend taking all 3 ranks. Kathryn is great at catching up to enemies and locking them down. Boots and Warhorn take this to the next level, allowing you and your team to catch up to all but the most slippery opponents. If you choose to pursue Warhorn, building the prerequisite items early in the match may be smart, as they also increase your gold income and damage against minions and monsters. Cooldown and energy regeneration items are also good additions once your defense is up to par. These items will increase your effectiveness and longevity during longer engagements. Though our Kathryn is helping her teammate in the jungle, she's moving to the lane at every opportunity. While Kathryn is a strong roamer and she can apply pressure to the enemy laner, this isn't the only reason she's doing this. Every time she heads to the lane, she's also attempting to land a stun on the enemy Ringo, which is building up bonus armor stacks with her perk. Though Kathryn and Krull are ahead of their opponents, they begin to fall back when they come across the full enemy team. As Kathryn falls back, take note of Krull's positioning. Kathryn and Krull are not retreating, but instead attempting to lure the enemy team into a position where they can be flanked. As Jewel jumps in, we can see the fight take shape. Both Jewel and Glaive are going to focus on Kathryn, while Krull is now completely free to attack the enemy Ringo. Kathryn is durable and brings a lot of lockdown to the table, but she's weaker when it comes to encouraging enemies to focus their attacks on her instead of her allies. So a situation like this is absolutely ideal, and great Kathryn players must learn to bait out fights like this whenever possible. With Ringo dead, Petal and Krull are now collapsing onto the enemy Glaive and Jewel. What seemed at first like a retreat and an opportunity to turn the game back in their favor has turned into another costly defeat for the enemy team. As the game continues, Kathryn grows bolder, moving in and aggressively bullying the other team at their own base. However, she's pushed too far this time and she's going to die. But then she doesn't die. Her diligence to stacking her perk armor bonus at every opportunity, rather than sitting back and farming gold in safety, has paid off. Let's look at one more team fight, once again in the jungle near the enemy's base, and once again beginning with a careful attempt to lure the enemy team into a fight. Kathryn has stunned Glaive during his afterburn, preventing him from immediately knocking her back. Though her teammates are further back, her Warhorn will help them move in, while her Blast Tremor silence will make it harder for opponents to walk out. Though there was a significant distance between the two teams, a small slip-up from the enemy team led to a quick and unavoidable fight. Kathryn is not usually the heaviest damage dealer, but her contribution to fights should never be underestimated. Thanks for watching the Kathryn Hero Spotlight. Download Vainglory free on the Apple App Store and join us in the Halcyon Fold.